Oh, this connection is so bad.
Sorry, guys. Hello?
We good? All right, you're muted, but all right. So, welcome back to another weekly transfer roundup on the Hotspur News channel. Obviously, it's been a couple of weeks. Sorry about that. Yes, it's been a couple of weeks actually. A lot of stuff has happened since. Basically, a lot of stuff has happened since, like not just for Spurs, but the Premier League as a whole. Obviously, Arsenal making moves. We're still making moves, kind of like we're still looking at players, but Arsenal been making moves lately. Chelsea have done nothing. City have signed Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips. But in today's video, we're going to talk about Spurs' transfer news. Obviously, Bissouma signing for Spurs. Talks about Richarlison / Rafinha coming to Spurs. Maybe like a swap deal.
Bergjwin, AJAX.
Yeah, and Bergjwin leaving to AJAX as well. So obviously, right now, very busy business in the very busy business in the transfer window at the moment, and Spurs have been very busy. So you see, basically, like in today's video, we're just going to talk about Bissouma, Richarlison, Rafinha, and Steven Bergwijn. So we're going to start with what should we start with?
Start with Bissouma. We'll go this other one because it's
because Bissouma's done. So this deal was completed like out of the blue. This is like the Danny Aston Villa deal. Like this literally came out of nowhere. I think what was it, 25 mil fee in the end? It was, which is still in today's market. I mean, Calvin Phillips was 45 mil. I mean, we got a steal for Højbjerg as well. To be honest, what was Højbjerg? 12 mil. Bissouma 25 mil, and Calvin Phillips 45 mil. That's what I'm going to say. Like it's a steal in today's market.
With Bissouma, he was on. Oh my God, you're lagging that. But yeah, I think Bissouma was last year in his contract, I believe. They wanted to sell him for 50 million last summer. That's why teams like Arsenal were interested, but decided not to go there. Or they just didn't decide to sign him. So obviously we snapped him up this season after previous season again with Brian. I think he's going to be a DM, so I think he's going to be upgrading on Skip and Højbjerg. Not necessarily better tackle.
But who's he going to come in for?
I don't know. I guess Skip can play there as well in Bentancur's position. Most likely, I think there was too much chance that kind of tells me he's kind of going to come in and be. I think we to a free midfield.
No, we won't.
Because I can't understand why we bought another midfielder who's quite physical.
Well, maybe because it's 5 subs.
If we're not going for it. Yeah, I think Conte will see Bissouma as a start and Højbjerg. I don't think he'd bench both. So maybe I'm scared.
Bissouma will start 100%. Like he'll go straight in the team. I'm almost certain he will.
Yeah, definitely. He's our best midfielder. Obviously his tackle success rate. He's actually the best in the Premier League. With Pemi and Højbjerg being second. So I mean, a lot of times for the last couple of years, 25 million. I think this deal is like the best business of the window. Seemingly on player performance, I think will happen. Price tag and I think quality of play.
I'm not saying this just because we've just signed him. Like, I've been watching Bissouma since Moussa Dembele left, and I've been wanting him for ages. Like I know we got Ndombele, but then again, like his work rate, like he weren't up to it. But the thing is, like Bissouma, like I've been watching him for time. Like I've been watching him when he first came to Brighton, which is around the time when Dembele left. Actually, like I'm pretty sure Bissouma was only at Brighton for like 3-4 years. So that's pretty much when I first started watching him, and baller. That's all I can say really. And 25 mil, 25 mil Premier League proven.
I think he started playing really well. I want this. I would generally take him as probably not this season, but the season before. So 1920. I thought before when 2021, I thought it became really good. I think 1920, I thought it was quite underrated. But yeah. I think all around this is a good deal. It shows a lot of investments being shown and a lot of passion into the transfer system. Good deal, but just use passion. Yeah. I think especially I know it's a bit of a bad deal, but Paratici and Daniel Levy with that bold sexy head, they're cooking something incredible in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think he'll come in for Bentancur. To be honest, I can't see Conte putting 3 in the middle. Like we tried it with Pochettino, that didn't work. Under Mourinho, it didn't work. So pretty much like no matter what manager you have, like it doesn't work having 3 centre-mids in the middle. Like it just doesn't work with us. So like if I was Conte, like I'd put him in for Bentancur, but at the same time like keep rotating it around. Because obviously 5 substitutes and stuff like that. But but obviously Bissouma will be a great addition to the squad. I'll be looking at him for quite a while. I'm pretty sure Spurs been looking for him for a while as well. But obviously back then before, Prime were asking a bit more for him. But 25 mil is a good price for Bissouma, especially considering that Calvin Phillips, in which Bissouma's clear of him, City signed him for 20 million more. Like,
I mean, so if Calvin Phillips was called Calvin Tonali, he would be like 20 million.
He's so overrated. I don't rate him at all. He's
generally average. Like he's generally average.
He's bang average. Yeah.
He's only got to City to be a backup as well. He's literally a Fabian Delph regen. He is
pretty much. You say it bang on. Like he's going to be the Fabian Delph of City. The basics of football, right? So now we're going to get into Richarlison. Now this is a thing that has been quite popular over the last week. Probably the most popular topic revolving around Spurs. Personally, like if we pull this off, like I'll be vexed. I fucking hate him. I don't like him at all.
You don't like him. I think I didn't like him, but I think if he comes in, he's still quality. Like, I think to come in as a second striker, I think if we stop Harry Winks with him, I mean, and we get money from Harry Winks, that's a fucking good. Like even if it's like a 10 million loss, I don't care. Like if we get Richarlison, I think 35 million, I'll be happy with the deal.
I'll take it. I'll take him if we give him Winks and 20 mil. So basically 20 mil.
Winks and so like a 15 million pound loss. So that's a decent deal. I think 70 million is crazy. I would never sell Richarlison for 70 million. There's way better forwards on the market.
That's how much he's spent for a female.
I think didn't Everton buy him for 60 million, if I'm not wrong, from Watford.
I mean, to be honest,
for a lot of money.
Well, I mean, to be honest, like, all I'm going to say is a few years ago, Everton rejected an 80 mil bid for him from Barcelona. So that's what I'm going to say on that.
That's when he was
about his
murdered, isn't it? So it's mad, isn't it? Yeah, I think as
like, he's good. He's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he is a good player. Like, it's just annoying because like I just have this weird feeling like he's going to have like a bad influence on the dressing room. It's just that thing, isn't it? Like,
no, I don't know. The thing is, as well, he's not going to be an influential player in the dressing room. So it's
why would right, hang on. Why would he not have a bad influence on the dressing room?
I'm not saying he wouldn't have a bad one. I'm just saying it won't be as big of a deal because necessarily he's not going to be an influential player in that team because he's going to be a backup striker. Like, if he wanted to, we can just ship him out the season after. It's very similar. I know Golini was good at it, but it's very similar to that deal where they didn't. No one really cared. Glenn was influential because he got along with everyone. But really, if you took that away from him, he was fucking useless. He was like a Joe Hart.
Yeah,
So
basically,
yeah. I mean, you could say Danny Rose as well. I mean, near the end, he came quite bag egg.
Oh, he can fuck off, bro. I don't give a shit about Danny.
Yeah. Huh?
I don't give a shit about Danny Rose anymore. I don't care about him.
To be honest, I used to like. He became a bit of a twat, to be fair.
No, he's a twat. I don't care.
But he was a good player anyway. Also, there's also been talk of Lucas Moura moving the other way to Everton, which is quite.
There's no.
Do you know what?
There's no chance, Josh. That's not going to happen. Come on.
No,
why would Lucas Moura go to fucking Everton?
It's been talked about by what's it? I forgot his name. He's tier 1, but they talked about Lucas Moura's been discussed in negotiations.
Yeah, I've seen the news. Yeah, I've seen the news. Like I'm not saying like I don't believe the news, but let's be real. Why would Lucas Moura go to fucking Everton? What's that going to do?
I think to be honest, I think for Everton, it's actually an alright deal because I still think Lucas Moura is.
If Bergjwin goes though, like if Bergjwin goes and Lucas goes, who have we got? We've got Kulusevski and that's
goes and Moura goes, then we're gonna sign another winger because the thing with Richarlison is that Richarlison's only being signed because necessarily we don't need a striker, we need a player who can play on like every single wing and a striker because that was Bergjwin. Bergjwin would do that. So I think at the end of the day, when Moura goes, then we're most likely going to sign a second forward alongside. I
could definitely see Winks going. I can't like Lucas Moura.
I mean, it will be really sad. I can see Winks going, but I don't know if it's going to be for anyone. I think it might be similar to the Ali deal.
No, we're looking for 20 mil.
So the day you want a loan. So
I don't know. What the fuck are they taking?
Probably, I reckon what will happen is we'll just lower the price of the deal, but they'll get Winks, but they'll have him on loan, but they can buy him after a certain amount of games. That's probably how it'll work.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'll only be like 10, 15 million. So, yeah. But anyway, you want to talk about Rafinha?
What we're doing now?
We're going to talk about Rafinha?
It's too much money. It's too much money. That's all I can say. Like Leeds wants 70 mil. 70 mil. I mean, he's good. Like he's good, but come on, 70 mil. We signed Kulusevski and Moura for cheaper than that. Well, we're going to sign Kulusevski for cheaper and Moura.
I mean, Kulusevski, we haven't got Kulusevski out right yet, but still. But yeah, I think he's a very good player. I think Rafinha wouldn't necessarily start, so I can understand why he wants to go to other clubs. Because I think someone of his quality could probably start for a top 16 in the Premier League, no doubt. Probably not the City and the Liverpools, but I think.
Oh, yeah, it's good enough for a top 6 club, but 70 mil, you're smoking kush, bro. That's 70 mil.
I know, but that's the thing. I think if Leeds went down and like he would have been 25 million, which is mental. Because I know he's Brazilian. Release clause. Yeah, it's like Brazil. They talk about English tax. Brazilian tax is a thing as well.
Yeah, that's true. Richarlison, Richarlison 80 mil. Yeah, Neymar 220 mil. Yeah, Brazilian tax as well.
Anyway.
I'll take what I will do. Like, I would definitely take Rafinha over Richarlison any day of the week. Like, I think he's better than Richarlison. Come on, but then again, 70 mil, you just wouldn't even try and lower the price. Like,
I mean, well, I take it. I think for the price tag, I think Rafinha is a bit too much more than Richarlison.
What's the most you pay for Rafinha? Let's be real. Because let's be real, 70 mil, no chance.
I think on a stretch I'd pay 60 million. But I think
For-
his market value and value for Leeds is probably 50.
The most I pay for Rafinha is like the same as Arsenal pay for Jesus, 45, 50 mil. That's it.
I don't know about 45. I think on a stretch I pay 60 because I think it's not his value. I think it's more or less his value to Leeds. Let's say if the judge him off. I think Sumter's got overplay. But I think Rafinha is a decent player. But I wouldn't sign him because, one, we're going to spend 60 million on a bench player. How stupid is that? And, yeah. And I think Richarlison, suits us better. And I know people are playing for this, but I think the system thing does make
I can
sense.
see what you mean because Richarlison can play in all three positions in attack. He can play striker, left wing, right wing.
Yeah, he can.
But then again, it's just his character. That's what concerns me. It's just his character. I don't know. Like if we do get it, obviously I'll support him, but we'll just see how things turn out.
I don't think he's not been a bad influence to Everton. So I don't think that necessarily. No one's ever come out and said, "Oh yeah, Richarlison's a prick."
Yeah, he's got an attitude.
Ever come out and said that.
Every single Premier League fan does
like it. But I think more or less he's just a bit of a shithouse. I don't think he has an attitude. I just think he's just got. I think he's just a bit of a shithouse. Like he just enjoys it, innit? A bit too much, but he's no that. I think Richarlison has that quality. Maybe he has a little bit of attitude, but I still think he has the quality to be a good backup striker for us.
No, he's good. Like
anywhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like if he's good, that's what I'm saying. Like he's good. Like don't get me wrong. But like if he has an attitude, he's at the door straight away. Conte won't allow it. Trust me. There's no chance. Like if he has an attitude,
anywhere between 40, 35 million, I think is probably what we might pay.
Yeah, 35 max. Take it. But
I think this one as well. I think Everton's FFP is actually going to come in on June the 30th, and they need to buy it because they could be getting a risk of having a transfer ban. So
yeah, I saw this.
I think
I saw that this morning.
This might be one where they get pressured into lowering finances in like the next couple of days. So this one, I reckon this one's going to hot up next week a lot. In the next coming weeks. So if this transfer was to happen though, what would you rate it out of 10?
What, Richarlison?
Yeah.
I don't know. So far, I'd say solid 8.
Okay.
It would be a 9 if we got a. It would be a 9 if we get a left centre back though.
No, I mean Richarlison, not the whole window.
Huh?
Not the window. I mean Richarlison as a whole in the transfer.
I don't know. Well, it depends on how much we get him for, innit? But to be honest, it depends how much we get him for. But at the same time, if we get him for the right price, I'll just say 6 or 7. It's nothing special, is it? Like it's not.
I think 7 is decent. I think at the end of the day,
we're not signing Messi, are we? We're signing Richarlison.
As well. I think Kane's injury is very overdue, so I can generally see it being in like the first 2 months of the season. Because he hasn't had one this season. I think more or less maybe either it's because Conte just made him a physical beast, and maybe the training's helped his muscles.
If Conte fixes his attitude, then he could become a good player for us. Like,
I was talking about Kane and how Kane's injury might be getting better. But at the end of the day, I think Kane's injury might be better. If he gets injured, I think Richarlison may play in the game.
Kane's definitely going to get injured next season, especially with the World Cup mid-season. He's definitely going to get injured once. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think there's a quite big competition for Brazil's striker as well. He is the striker. He's fucking bitch. But yeah, anyway. Going on to the last two now. I kind of want to talk about this because this is quite recent news. Hot up. Joseph Gravaldio, apparently Spurs have inquired about the left centre back, and he's our top target. He would cost around 18 million from Leipzig. I can't lie. I watched him in one Europa League game, and he did look a bit shit. But I've heard good things about him. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that?
Who?
See that I'll be Leipzig left centre back that we think when we have Bissouma as well.
No, seriously, who the fuck is that? 80 million? Hang on, right. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. 80 million. Shut the fuck up, please. Right, I'll have a look at this.
So Max does not know who Joseph Gravaldio is.
You acting like that's bad. Like I guarantee most of the people who watch this live stream never heard of him. I guarantee.
To be fair, I heard of him. I wanted him because I watched a couple of League games with him and one Europa League game with him. I watched him. He was really good against Dortmund. Like I feel he got an assist. He's quite good from what I've seen of bringing the ball out. He just has a tendency, especially in that Rangers game, where he gets a bit overexcited or he fumbles under pressure a little. But you can't be telling me, a 20-year-old worth 8 million isn't quality. Like on the face of it. Like RB Leipzig would not be selling him for 80 million if they don't think he was quality. So yeah. But I think he's got a lot to learn. But I think right now I'd say that I will. I'd be able to maybe cook me for this. I think the age, the price tag, it's a better deal. But I think we need a statement sign and then let's send.
Josko Gravaldio. He looks like my kebab shop owner, bro. 80 million.
That is quite racist, but yeah.
80 million.
Just slide that one.
And the source is this
he's
guy.
Got to be quality. No, no. The actual source. The guy on Twitter. He's a tier 1, tier 2 journalist when it comes to RB Leipzig. So he's got something. Okay. This one may intensify the last couple of days. So
he's Croatian. Well, oh shit.
Yeah,
he's Croatian.
I think he played last year. I think he played for Zagreb when they beat us as well. In the Europa League. So yeah. But anyway, I think this one would be a good deal. As Max doesn't know a lot, I'm not gonna ask him to rate this transfer because he kind of knows fuck all about this one. But I'd say if we got this, I think for the future, left-sided centre-back, him and Romero could be scary. Even though I don't think Romero is going to be here in 2 years. I think he'll go to a big club. But yeah, I'd rate this one a 7.5 out of 10. I think it'll be decent, but the price tag is a bit mad. But yeah. So
if you've heard of him, what's the most you pay for this guy?
I'm not joking, I have heard of him. Huh?
What's the most you pay for him then? Like if you've heard of him and stuff like this.
Oh, you're kind of. Anyway, you just said.
What's the most you pay for this guy?
I think going off his age, I think 60 million, 50 million. I think between there.
60 for a 20-year-old unproven Premier League.
Unproven Premier League. I hate that statement so much.
Well, it's true, isn't it?
He's good for Leipzig. He can bring out the ball. Oh yeah, but it's not like we're gonna sign James fucking Tarkowski because he's Premier League proven. Like he'd be an alright transfer, but we're not gonna sign like Dan Bone, are we? Or I don't know.
Oh, listen, yeah. I don't mind this. I don't mind this.
Premier League proven. Like I
don't mind us signing unproven Premier League players as long as they have experience, like Perisic. Like
Yeah, but
Perisic has
then
experience.
you're telling me, are you telling me, right, a player like Dicker doesn't really have a lot of experience. He may have won a Europa League, but you would rather get Adam Webster or a player like Phil Jones over
Yeah,
Dicker because he's Premier League proven.
yeah, it's a Brexit league. Trust me, they won't handle it. What do you think I'm joking?
If he
You
does
think I'm
well,
joking?
I'm gonna. If one of them comes to us, I'm gonna laugh and be like, "You just said you wanted Phil Jones over him."
No, I would. Mum's life, I would.
No, you're not real. You're not being serious.
No. I'm being 100% serious. I would rather. Okay, maybe not Phil Jones, but like I'd rather get like an English centre back who has experience in that league. Yes, he may not be as good, like in terms of your YouTube highlights and all that, but someone who has experience in that league can help us progress higher in that league, if you know what I mean. Or players with experience, such as Perisic, who's 33, who looks like my old nan, but even
Yeah,
so,
but
yeah, like he's one
I
of.
know you're. Oh, okay.
Genuinely,
For a starting list side instead of.
I'd rather sign like an English whatever centre back that has experience in the Premier League than this Croatia 20-year-old right here who's apparently worth 80 million.
I never knew YouTube video. But yeah. Going off that transfer, I read we got him 7.5, like I said.
I'm gonna watch his
and as Matt
YouTube.
said, we should be buying Phil Jones at centre back. So yeah. Moving on. Going on to Steven Bergwijn. Looks like he's got hinge on other deals with AJAX. I think Sancho Martinez to Arsenal. But the other one that's very close is Sebastian Haller to Dortmund. Now, Fabrizio Romano, the absolute tapping merchant, said on Twitter on Friday that Dortmund had agreed a deal with AJAX, and Steven Bergwijn would be moving in the other way. Not Steven Bergwijn. These transfers would help fund the Steven Bergwijn transfer. So obviously, he's obviously going to leave. I think it's to do with the World Cup. I don't think he would be bothered to stay. There was no World Cup, but at the end of the day, hey ho. But yeah, we're going to gloss over this quickly because I've got 3% on my iPad and I'm not risking losing battery. But yeah, Max, your thoughts quickly on Steven Bergwijn leaving?
Good because recently he's chatted shit. Like he's a good player, he's got potential, but let's be real. But let's be real. As much as he has potential, he's only delivered in like 2-3 games. Leicester City on his debut, and that's it, isn't it? So
I think there was a couple of games where I thought he did well. He made contributions.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't know if it's because he's got an attitude or what. But let's be real. Like he needs to move on ASAP. I'd rather just take whatever money and just goodbye.
The problem with Bergwijn as well was that every time he broke into the team, there was always an obstacle. Like, I'm not saying that was the reason. I'm just saying when he broke into the team with Mourinho, he missed the chance against Liverpool, made him drop his head because of the abuse he got.
I think that's what did
At
it.
the end of the day, yes, but you should have kind of dealt with that. I'm sorry. It is the harsh reality. You should have dealt with it and moved on. And then when he got the confidence back, with what's his name? When he got the confidence back Conte after the Leicester game, right after we signed Kulusevski. So necessarily Kulusevski outperformed him. He didn't really do it. He did well off the bench, but he necessarily didn't have a massive impact. So yeah, I think at the end of the day, I mean, I think the move to AJAX is good for him because I think he's proven in that league.
He'll actually start for them as well. Like, he'll start for them.
Yeah, he would be their best winger. I think behind Anthony, I think he's better than Anthony from what I've watched.
Especially with Especially with that Sebastian Haller going as well, I think he'll break into the team.
Dusan Tadic is probably their best attacker though. He's an underrated player, but yeah. I mean, selling him, we're probably going to go and sign another chance to replace him. Yeah. But just to finish the video because we've been fucking long. And my iPad's about to run out of battery. So how would you rate this transfer? Going through.
What, Bergjwin?
Yeah.
If we get the right money, 9 out of 10, because he needs to go. We know it. He's got potential, but he hasn't done it here.
We're gonna make a 3 million loss on him, but it's not a big difference.
Well, it's minor.
Like us.
Minor.
Yeah, it's minor.
He needs to move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, goodbye.
Yeah. So that's the round off the first one, the Spurs Weekly transfer roundup. If you guys like this, we will do this every Sunday to recap everything in the week. Involve transfer news. We're going to start more content now as Max is obviously finished his A-levels. Hope he does the best in his results. And then you've got me who still mocks until the end of this week. So
in terms of watch-alongs, we don't know yet because I'm going to the first game and then I go on holiday the day after. So like in terms of watch-alongs, the first one won't be.
To the first game.
Yeah, I'm going to Southampton.
Oh, we didn't get the tickets yet. I need to check with that.
Yeah, season ticket.
Yeah.
But...
Oh, okay. When's the memberships coming out?
I don't know yet, but yeah.
I need to check. Yeah. So I mean, this year I'm not going to go to as many games because it's up next year, and I had to focus on that more. So watch-alongs with me.
I'm actually at uni as well, so so next year I'm barely gonna. I'm going to go to quite a few away games this season, if I can. Because Lincoln's close to Leicester, it's close to Nottingham Forest, it's close to Manchester, it's close to Aston Villa. Yeah, I'll try.
That's actually quite a good spot to be. But yeah, we could be having a couple of away day vlogs. Maybe some fan cams. We don't know if they're going to be on one person, but maybe.
Away day vlogs will come, I promise you. Like, I will get to at least 3-4 away games, I promise you that.
Okay.
So yeah.
Me and Max will be doing a couple watch-alongs. I think more than last year. I think we didn't do many. But yeah, my iPad's on 1%. We need to end this. We'll talk about this another time. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys.
Bye. We need to go. Bye.